Good morning, Otherworldlies. This is Juliana Angel, your dark mask diva. Alright, so I had somebody tell me that they got asked out by this guy, and he basically tried to invite himself to her house for their first date. Okay, I think you guys know where this is going, Otherworldlies. Okay, so I have another video where I'm talking about rejecting people coming to your house. Okay, this is going to be another video that kind of goes along with that. Alright, the new normal needs to be don't have people come over. Okay, I had another video where I'm talking about a guy let a friend come over to stay. The friend brought a girlfriend. They stayed for like a whole week. They did a bunch of stuff in the dude's house where it just made him really uncomfortable, and he basically had to tell the guy to just kind of leave, and they're not friends anymore. Okay, he finally just stood up to him and said, "You're disrespecting me, you need to leave." Okay, my whole thing is, the new normal is, stop feeling like you have to have people come over. Okay, we are in new times, okay? The world is not what it used to be. Okay, we used to have the kind of world where people came over, people spend the night at people's house all the time. You used to have your friends come over and stay and sleep on your couch, sleep on your futon, kind of like, hey, can I come crash at your house, whatever. Where I used to live, I used to have a big place. I used to have people crash at my house all the time. Bro, like, no lie, I had a bunch of friends who were just bums, okay? And I just told a story of the way I used to live, and it's completely different than the way I live now. Having a hard time finding the viewfinder, so sorry if I'm not looking right in it. I'm trying to find it. Okay, can't find it. Still can't find it. Getting closer. Still can't find it. Okay, anyway, sorry. Sorry if I'm not looking right at you. We moved furniture a little bit. Still trying to find it. Anyway, sorry. But, we're living in times where we can't have people over anymore. People are getting ruder and ruder, overstaying their welcome, trashing people's house, just being rude, doing drugs, not leaving when they're told to leave, bringing extra people over. You tell them to leave and not come back. They come back. Just doing all kinds of stuff. I can tell just hours and hours of stories of just crazy stuff that's happened just in my life, in the life of people I know. It just never ends. Okay, so here's the thing. This young lady said that she's trying to go on a date with this guy, and he goes, "Why don't I just bring a bottle of wine and just come over?" Okay, so he's basically just inviting himself over. All right, here's the thing. This is something that I decided when I moved to Sacramento, that I'm just basically going to have a hard and fast rule here, okay? I'm just going to say I don't host. That's all you really have to do. Like, when I came here to start my life over, I just decided to say I don't host. Unless you really like someone, you just don't have them over. So I basically just decided, until I really get to know someone or I really like someone, you just tell them you don't host, okay? Because unless you invite them over, you specifically invite them over because you really like that person, you really want them to come over and all that good stuff, right? So you basically just tell people you don't host. So this is what you do when people invite themselves to your house. All right, here's the thing, and I'm going to tell you why they do that. Because you're like, why are people so dang rude? Like, why are they inviting themselves to your house? All right, this is why they're doing it. They see you as a hookup. Okay, if someone is inviting themselves to your house, if they're trying to bring a bottle of wine or a bottle of whatever to your house, okay, they're trying to come over and do that, and they just see you as a hookup. They're not trying to take you out, show you off, okay, because they're they're probably seeing all these other people, or they probably have like a girlfriend or a boyfriend or something, and they're trying to go somewhere, to your house, right? Not to their house, to your house. They're trying to go somewhere where nobody knows them, all right? Or else they're going to tell on them. They're trying to go somewhere out of sight, okay, to hook up with you. Or else someone else is going to tell on them and say, hey, I saw your boyfriend or your girlfriend with somebody. Okay, so they're trying to go somewhere and hook up and be like all keeping it low, like shh, on the hush, so they're trying to like go hook up with you and no one knows about it. Okay, so that's basically what they're trying to do. If they were on the up and up, they would take you out on the town, take you dancing, take you to movies, take you to a concert, or just take you all over the place so everybody could see you with them, okay, and openly date you. So if they're trying to take you back to your house with some alcohol or some weed or whatever, they're just trying to like get you under the influence and mess with you. Okay, so they're not seriously trying to date you, they're just trying to play around with you. Okay, so one of the ways to avoid a situation like this is just to tell people, oh, I don't host. Okay, so that's one way to avoid rude people. Okay? That's one way to avoid rude people. That's one way to avoid the hookup culture. All right? Well, they might take you back to their place. Just go, oh, I don't really want to do that. So you don't host, and you just really don't want to go back to their house. Okay, well, if they really want to that bad, they might spring for like a hotel. Just go, oh, I'd rather just, go to the show. You have to like postpone getting intimate as long as possible. Make that person get to know you. Why, we're getting to the point in the world right now, you guys, where we really need to stop with the hookup culture. Okay, it's over. Okay, we have not all these social diseases, VD, but we also have COVID. We have all this other stuff that's going around. We don't need to spread it, okay? So all this FWB and all this stuff, it's over with. It's time to stop. If you're still doing stuff like that, you're stupid, all right? People who value themselves don't hook up anymore, okay? If you're doing FWB and stuff like that, people are getting over on you. You're not very intelligent. Just stop doing it, okay? It's over with. Let's quit, okay? It's just not a very smart thing to do anymore. So shut it down. Okay, you're not smart if you're doing that. So the only people who are benefiting from that are just horny guys who want to use you if you're a girl, okay? Just don't do it anymore. And the only women who really like doing things like that, I'm sorry to say, are women with trash vaginas who are not very pretty. If you're doing that, that's probably what you are. Right? If you're a beautiful woman who's hooking up, stop. You're too good to do that. Stop doing that. Seriously. Have some self-respect. And I'm sorry to say that if that hurts your feelings, but come on, stop. Seriously. Come on. It's just really not a smart thing to do. You don't like yourself if you're doing things like that. You're not going to feel good about yourself. This hookup culture, it's over with. It's played out. You're not smart if you're doing it, okay? So, just say you don't host, and you don't want to go back to his house, okay? You don't want to go into any dark, deserted places. You make the person get to know you, okay? What you're going to want to do, I think I found the viewfinder, yay! What you want to do is make the person value you. Make them get to know you, your likes, your dislikes, get to know them. Ask them questions about themselves. Get to know them as a person. You'll get to know them physically after that. All right? what's wrong with getting to know people? We don't need to go hang out at their house. What are you, a college student? You know? I mean, even if you are a college student, we need to be a little bit more sophisticated and intelligent than that. So, yeah, just say, oh no, I don't host. And they're going to be like, ever? I go, well, we need to get to know each other. And put that off. I mean, it might be months and months and months and months till they finally get to go to your house. And when they finally do, they're going to feel like, that they just, it's the most amazing thing, and your house might be so boring. But by the time that they get into your house, it's going to feel like they just did something amazing. They finally got to go to your house. But I mean, make it be months and months and months and months until they finally get to go there. It's going to feel like a real treat once they finally get to go. Just always, that's, we're not going to do that. So make sure they really like you before you finally let them come to your house. But, we need to make this a normal thing where people don't let people invite themselves to your house. People think that's a normal thing to invite themselves over. And I'm seeing this more and more where they think it's normal to invite themselves over. It's not. It's really bad manners, and it makes people mad when you invite themselves over. I had to get rid of a friend because she would not stop trying to come to my house. And I just noticed how creepy it was. And there was something wrong with her for doing that. Okay, there's something wrong with somebody who will not stop trying to come over when you tell them not to. Okay, and people think they're entitled to come to your house. People think they're entitled to ask you for money. They think if you're their friend that you need to give them money, that they get to come to your house and they get to do all these other things. No, that's not why you're friends with people. You're friends with people because they're supposed to genuinely like you. Who knew? Okay, so just tell people you don't host. And if they lose interest in you, good. Then you got rid of a crap person. Yay. So, yeah. Start telling these people that you don't host, and if they ask to come to your house again after you tell them that you don't host and that they can't come over, you need to ghost them. Okay, because they've already been told once that they can't come over. So that's when you need to ghost them. You need to just stop wasting your time with them because they've already been told once, and that's the point where they're disrespecting you. So that is really a red flag because I ran into that. And I ran into that over and over with that friend where she just would not stop trying to come over. And she just kept pushing it and pushing it and pushing it until she showed herself to be a real psycho. I had this other guy that I was seeing where I told him I didn't host. And he kept trying to, ask if he can come over and help me with my computer. And he would send these obnoxious emojis with these goofy smiley faces, with the smile up to here, And it was like the most obnoxious, goofy, smiley faces you could possibly see. And I'm like, you know what? I already told him he can't come over. And I said, you can't come over. I already told you that. And he didn't apologize, for asking if he could come over. I said, yeah, you're not coming over. And he didn't apologize for being, pushy about it. So I'm thinking, yeah, I'm going to end up ghosting this guy. And he was just, annoying me. He ended up being really annoying. And I'm thinking, yeah, that was my sign that he was going to be annoying. And he was. And I ended up, having to block him and ghost him and all that kind of stuff. But that's a sign that somebody is going to end up being an over-the-top psycho. Okay, that's a sign that they don't have boundaries. When people invite themselves over like that, that's a problem. So, yeah. So, definitely when someone invites themselves over, okay, you got to do a 3 strikes, you're out with people. That is a serious strike. When they invite themselves over, make sure you tell them that they can't come over. Okay, and if they try to invite themselves over again, that's another strike. Okay, and that's, you actually have to, if they invite themselves over twice, you actually have to consider at that point not seeing them again. It's that serious because I know at that point, if someone is trying to invite themselves over twice, those people are always the ones that end up being a serious problem. Okay, there's something wrong with those kinds of people, and that has always been the case. Every single time. They are always a problem. So it doesn't matter if they're a friend or if they're somebody you're dating, anybody, just any pushy person, just tell them to go away. So that's all I have to say about that. And I will tell anybody who comes to me with advice, for advice, with that one, whether you're dating somebody or if they're just somebody who does not want to be told no, that they can't come over. That's anybody. Okay, it doesn't matter why they want to come over. Whether they're just trying to stay with you or they just, they want to bug you or whatever, or if they're just trying to get some, don't let them. It doesn't matter why they want to come over. Just don't let them do it. Okay? All right. I love you all, otherworldlies, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.